Been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
ESPN Northwest Florida is thrilled to introduce the newest members of the Panama City Beach Chamber to our vibrant business community.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber. Aldi Incorporated, Anchor Realty Florida, Lisa Sorrell, Beach Pizza, D's Steam Pot, Marinate Construction and Stucco Repair, Smarter Web, Culpepper Services, and MK Evolution.
We're here to support your success and help you connect with our community.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I stay hot tub! Stay hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Stay hot tub! Rubber dub in the hot tub! Rubber dub with me! Shake in the hot tub!
Yeah!
Will you make me sweat?
Yeah!
Shake in the hot tub!
Yeah!
Will you make me wet?
Well. Happy birthday, Jordan Pridgeon. Jeremy's son, 6 years old. Happy birthday, Jordan. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful day. What a great kid.
Yep. He already had quite a resume. I saw him. He had pictures of all about 4 sports he was playing.
He's played t-ball, flag football, basketball. What was the other one?
Soccer.
I mean, the guy's an athlete, and he's highly intelligent.
He's already got an NIL deal, I heard.
Yeah, I think some churches sponsoring him or something like that. I don't know. We're going to look into that. But happy birthday, Jordan. And Jim, you told me, Glenn, you told me that there's no school today.
That's correct.
Why did you not tell me that? My throat would have been hurting or something.
I wonder if we can call Coach Bimman.
If we'll get Coach
Bimman
he'll
today?
Be there. We'll be there today?
Yeah, the teachers have to be there.
So yeah, those deals.
But you could have had the intentional flu. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for it. I don't want any of that stuff. Oh, I was going to tell you, it was terrible, man. There was a wreck last night in Bay Point, and I showed Glenn the pictures here. Golf cart at night. What are kids out doing in golf carts at night? But anyway, they're in a golf cart, and it looked like they got run over by a truck. And the pictures are terrible looking. I don't know. I have no idea how injured. I think they took them to the hospital. I know they took them to the hospital.
If you're on a golf cart and a truck hits you, chances are you're
I heard the sirens last night. I was like, what the... I heard the sirens, like, what the heck is this, man? And it was bad. There were so many, but I was too lazy to get up and go look around. But I knew something bad had happened, but I didn't know it was this. And I will say something else. If you live in Bay Point, be careful when you're walking. I encourage all of you to walk facing the traffic, the oncoming traffic. They have the bike path there, the little white line you're supposed to walk in or ride your bike in or whatever. But when you go around those curves, so many times I'm walking, I completely stop and I stare. And these, I won't say, let's just say it's kind of a man's world. Anyway, it was most of them, I'll be honest with you, most of them are women.
Looking at the natural
They're
beauty.
looking at their phone. Their car is almost off the road, in the white, almost off the road. And if you happen to be there at that time, you're dead. So I get so mad, and I just stare at them. I don't say anything mean. I just kind of stare. And they kind of wave, and they get back where they're supposed to be. This happens all the time. And we have teenagers that drive way too fast in there.
Yeah.
We have people that work in there that drive their trucks sometimes too fast, and the security's not around at those times. So you got to be really careful in there. In the golf carts, you got all these little kids that there's no way some of them are old enough to should be driving those golf carts. Now, last night, I don't know what the age was, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But don't you need to have lights on the golf cart at night? This one might have. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it did or didn't.
I mean, they should be street legal, but I don't know what the law is. I think it's different there. Lynn Haven is the same way. I mean, they get out on Highway 77 in a golf cart, crossing the highways at the red lights. All the is congested as that is, where 390 comes out to 77 and then up to the bridge. They're just scattered everywhere.
But summertime, you'll sit on the beach
because they don't care.
Yeah, you'll sit on sometime on Front Beach.
Well,
get out there.
Traffic goes so slow on Front Beach.
But still, one of the reasons because they're on there, that should not be allowed. And you should be a certain age to be able to drive a golf cart. It shouldn't be for someone under.
They're not toys.
Yeah.
And I mean, they can go, some of them go pretty darn fast.
I'll say a prayer for these people that got injured last night. To me, it looks like it's pretty bad.
Another thing that happens, too, is there's a lot of people that jog down the golf cart trails on the golf or walk their dog. And, they better look out for me and Conrad because we don't know where the ball's going. So,
I'm serious, though. I will not walk. Sometimes you kind of have to, but I don't want to walk where my back is to the traffic.
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Everybody, I don't understand these cell phones. We got one that's addicted to it that I know. She's on it 24/7 in the bedroom, in the living room, a movie going on, and they can't get away from the cell phone or Fox News. I don't get it. People are addicted to this stuff.
Right. Speaking of cell phones, if you're trying to text me with a score or something, I do not have mine. So
where'd you leave it?
I have no clue.
Did you move it?
No.
I didn't move it. I didn't touch it.
I didn't have it in my truck when I got here, so.
Yeah. So anyway, be careful out there driving. The kids are out of school today. Be careful driving around. Let's bring on this phone call right now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. I have news for Coach Manley. Vanderbilt lose.
Yeah, I don't know if you could call that a loss.
John, too. Kentucky lose, too. Ole Miss. Come on.
Shut up, Mike.
Whoa, Kentucky lost to Vandy? I hadn't seen that yet.
No,
what's going on, man?
What's going on? Well, they did. That did happen. That was 3 games ago when they got into the top 24. They immediately lost.
And Arkansas spanked them.
Hey, big boy.
10 points is not a spanking.
Calamari's playing Alabama Saturday.
I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I will shut up.
I got a Super Bowl question for you. If Kansas City comes out in a two tight end wishbone formation, how do you defend it? What would you do? I'm serious. I
would get into the old 50 defense. So they call it a 3-4 now. Tackle's got the fullback. Nose has got the fullback, the tight end side.
Me too.
Stud end's got the quarterback. Corner's got the pitch. To the split side, the strong safety would take the pitch. The end would take the quarterback. And then sometimes I'd mix it up. I have that weekend, take the pitch and make the quarterback run it and have the safety come down.
No. There's no Will or Sam. It's a balanced formation, okay? Quit saying that.
Oh, two tights. I say, yeah, okay, two tights. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Then you have two corners. Have two cloud looks. Cloud.
Okay, that's new terminology.
Corner's got the pitch.
I go to 53 stack.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah, that's what we call the James Brown defense, where the two outside linebackers put their hands on the butt of the tackle to let them know which way they're stunning. Going back over old territory there.
Is he going to start that again?
Leave him alone. It's not true.
Hey, he feels good. He feels good, man. Think about it. Come on. You're just closed-minded, man.
Maybe that's what it's a man's world. Maybe that's something of different meaning. I don't know.
You could even go back to the old 52 monster.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
We play.
Yeah, we might see. I mean, that's one thing. I'm kind of leaning Kansas City because they play the bone, but I think Philadelphia's got slightly better roster.
Oh man,
because Philadelphia came out in the old full house shift backfield with the spinner. And
you
all
talking
that.
about the straight T, the old
the straight T. Oh, hey,
54,
we
55.
should talk about that yesterday with Coach Jim.
Yeah,
that's a Jim Bob question there. That's Ohio State.
Ohio State used to run that play, boy. He couldn't stop it.
Yeah, they did. I remember Kansas City with Stram. They used to stack everybody in the eye. They had the superpower eye with the 3 straight behind Dawson. Oh, those were the days, baby. Anyway, they say ticket prices are down in New Orleans. The president's coming. And my probation officer, I was talking about New Orleans with her. That's my daughter. She loves New Orleans. She's in the St. Stephen's Church. I like it too, but she said the first thing she got when she got there, she said there was a bulldog taking a crap in the middle of Bourbon Street. Nobody cleaned it up, and they're like, "Oh, they'll step on it anyway." But it wasn't a white bulldog; it was a Mississippi State one. Anyway, I love you guys. Y'all be careful. I'm going to have some coffee with some real heroes this morning over at the post closest to my house. And here's the news: Woke Forest canceled a visit by an IDF paratrooper who had fought against Hamas because the Palestinians' feelings were hurt.
Oh,
That's a true story. So next Wednesday, I'm wearing an FSU hat.
All right.
I'm going to go to the game. Y'all have a good one. Go ball.
Bye, buddy. Hey, Glenn, I'm going to draw something up for you.
Okay. All right, you maybe show it to him on the air.
You maybe think of
Julie just sent me a text saying that Coach is on the phone all the time.
That's right,
24/7.
Hey, I'm serious. I'm calling some kind of
you're conducting
professional
business,
help.
right?
We need professional help there. There's some issues there. All right, let's talk about some of our great people, and we have so many, like Glenn Manley. Glenn, we couldn't make it without you. Do you have anything for us locally today besides Rex and Bay Point?
Well, I used to, but I left my phone. But I can tell you what's happening tonight. I do know in soccer last night that Arnold beat Ponte Vedra 3-1. So congratulations to them. So they'll go on to the regional. That was the quarters. Tonight in basketball, in boys basketball, it's 3A District 1. Bozeman's at South Walton, number 1. 5 is at number 1. And then Pensacola Catholic is number 3. They're at Walton, number 2. And the winners of those two games will play Friday night at the highest seeds place. And 4A District 1, it is Pensacola, number 4, at number 1, Bay High. And number 3, West Florida's at number 2, Fort Walton Beach. And those two will play Friday at the highest seeds gym. And so also 5A, number 3, Choctaws at number 2, Mosley. Number 4, Pensacola Pine Forest is at number 1, Washington. They will play on Friday at the highest person's winner. Oh. Okay, and the girls' districts happened last night, and I hate to tell you this, I did not see any scores because I left my phone at home. I do know that Mosley...
We got to interrupt you. I just got a note to interrupt you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill and Greg.
Well, hey, I'm glad we got some... That's incredible. We've got two of the brightest young men in the Panhandle of Florida. I'd say in the state of Florida. The legendary, the greatest mayor we have ever had here in any city in the state of Florida. And one of the greatest men that's ever walked this earth, Bill Allen and Greg Bernicki. Good morning, people.
He's wanting something, you guys.
Good morning.
What's that?
We are on the way to southern Louisiana to redfish for the next 3 days. And we were looking for a show on the air with some intelligent, well-informed people, and all we could find was you guys.
Hey,
the radio's got to be broke.
we resemble that remark.
Yeah, yeah. How long you going to be gone?
3 days, Coach.
3 days, he said that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I know whose house to go visit now. Good. I hope there's plenty to eat. I'm going to watch some TV and have a good time.
Any beer in the fridge?
There won't be food in my house.
Man, is it just you two going, or the ladies going with you, or just you two?
No, we're gone. We're without adult supervision for the next 3 days.
That's pretty. That's scary. That is scary. But they'll be out in the middle of nowhere, so they won't be too bad. Hey, Bill and Greg, I was looking at the USAA college baseball preseason poll, and the Florida Gators are ranked 6th in the nation as far as the coaches are concerned, and the Florida Gators are way back at number 10.
No, FSU.
So, FSU 6.
6, yeah. Florida's number, yeah.
So that's pretty good. We're starting out pretty good with FSU. What do you guys think? Is he going to do something special this year, or what?
Well, their pitching was really young last year, so hopefully the experience and stuff will show up when they start the year off, because they had quite a few very young pitchers, and that ended up kind of biting them in the butt on at the end of the season. Yeah, and they kept them, so they hit the ball pretty well. We went to a few games last. Probably go this year, but they should be pretty strong. I think they're going to be better for that very reason that Greg said. They got a little more experience now on the mound and a little bit stronger arms, so it should be a good season. And Florida Florida's got a great team. There's no question. I hate to say that out loud, but they really do.
Yeah, you look at the SEC where they're ranked in baseball teams in the top 25. It's crazy. I just got a question to you two. I'm not going to tell you who it's from, but people are texting in. Are you two going to leave this coach alone, or are you going to try to make another change at the coaching staff at FSU baseball? What I mean, really, y'all got a reputation of being hard on coaches at FSU. Are you going to leave this one alone? That's the question.
Well, yeah, you first you accused us of killing off the retired coach. So that's pretty strong. But, yeah, no, this guy's a baseball guy. He knows what he's doing. They're going to be solid for a long time.
Okay.
They somebody that had some exposure more so than at one school. And the boy that was the son of Mike Martin was, he was an average ball player, and you don't know that he had the exposure that he needed to take that team, and it was obvious. It was, it showed up right away. So, anyway.
Greg, I just got another text here. The question now is, are you two going to do something about the football program at FSU? Are you making any changes there?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this guy knows football, and in this day and age, you're buying a new team every year. Sometimes your buys aren't that great. So it's a new roster every year. He can coach. It's a matter of, do they have enough money to go out and get what they need?
That's true.
Now, both of you feel that way? The mayor feels the same way?
Yeah, I don't think that, they made a bad choice with Ukulele or whatever his name was.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And they could have gotten, the kid that went to Miami. And should have, could have, would have. And had they had him, it might have been a totally different season. Probably would have been. I didn't think he would be that bad. And their line just didn't seem to ever learn who to block. They had all this on the line, but it was like, and I don't know. And once that started rolling the wrong way, I mean, as bad as they were is as good as they were the year before. And I still say to all the SEC people, had we had the 14 people that didn't play against Georgia, it would have been a competitive game.
Yeah.
And had our quarterback, it wouldn't have been. And that was the start. I think that was an arrow in the heart that still bled starting off the next season. They were, they got their ass kicked. And it was all kids that hadn't played all year, too.
Right.
So,
yeah, there was something else happened. There was no fight. There was no chemistry. Something, we don't know what it was.
The line problems, Jordan Travis hid the line problems because he could escape.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, listen, week 1, FSU versus Alabama in Tallahassee. Can't wait till we go. Make sure our tickets are in good spots now.
How many you want?
Well, we can take whoever you want me to take with us, but I can't wait. I've heard you got the room, you got the food, and the tickets.
Load.
That's only 1,200. Did you say take with us? Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah, You promised me this, Bill. I can have the court reporter read back what you said. He probably wrecked the car.
Football tickets are expensive. Wait till I tell you how much these cost.
Oh,
I can't imagine.
Hey, listen, we got to take a break. You guys got to go?
No, we're just driving down the road.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the Bay-based basketball coach on next. I'm sorry, I forgot. 7:15.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we'll call you. We'll call you. Yeah, we'll call you. Don't worry. If it doesn't happen, Wildcat screwed up, okay?
We'll have our people call you.
We'll definitely call you. Yeah, you're right. Hey, y'all have a good day. Be careful.
We'll do it.
All right. Yeah, they definitely owe me. Bill, I think I have it recorded. Bill said he's paying for my tickets, my food, and if we stay over there and spend the night, the room. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Just don't take the death vans, all I can do.
We're looking forward to that. That's week 1 now. The week 1's great this year in football. They got a lot of great games. Yep. All right, we don't have time to do our commercial. We'll definitely get back. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Any other politicians want to call in? Go ahead. Be free. Just call us.
Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, a mixture of mostly clouds and slight fog and a high of 71 with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Tonight, some fog causing poor visibility with lows around 61. Tomorrow, a mixture of slight fog and some sun and a temperature near 72. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorrento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous, he doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It is Bay Day, Bay basketball. Then after the basketball season, we'll jump into baseball. And we got, I tell you what, there's some really good coaches at Bay High School. Football, basketball, and baseball. All three of them are outstanding coaches, outstanding men. And Mike's got that thing rolling over there.
Girls weightlifting, we got them going, Yeah. So.
All right, let's bring them on. Mike, how you doing this morning?
Good, guys. How are you this morning?
We're good. I know you're excited. No students.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, give us we haven't talked to you since last Wednesday. Go back. Tell us who you've beaten. I know you guys are playing good right now, playing really well. Talk about who you played. Give us the scores, and give us some names of the kids that are playing really well for you right now.
Sure. Well, we've only played one game since we've talked last, and that was last Thursday. We played Mosley over at Bay High for our senior night, and wound up beating them by 11. Oliver Pratt was outstanding in that game. He had 24 points, and we had a lot of good contributions. Amadou Boje had a good game for us. Xavier Morgan, those guys really stepped up, and it was a great game, packed house. I think most of Bay County was here, and it was a great atmosphere, and it was good to beat a crosstown rival like Mosley, who's a good team in our area, to kind of get us ready for district. We didn't play Monday because we have a bye, because we only have 4 teams in our district, so we'll get ready to play tonight against Pensacola.
Right, and then you will, if you win, you'll host no matter who wins the other game between West Florida and Fort Walton, right?
Correct. We're the number 1 seed, and we're playing it at the highest seed all throughout, so if we just keep winning, we'll keep hosting.
All right, that's good. I know that one year we played 3 rounds at Bay before we went down to Lakeland. So, just keep it going.
Wait a minute, go back. I get confused. We got so many different coaches on. So the game tonight is at Bay?
That's right.
Okay, good. I don't know why I thought it was in Pensacola.
No, because they're the number 4 seed. They have to come to us.
Maybe that was a different district. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It had to be. It had to be Rutherford or somebody. How? Give us a little scout report of the teams you're going to play in this district. How good are they? How do you match up with these guys?
Well, it's funny. Basketball is definitely a game of matchup. So we got Pensacola tonight, and they're big and athletic. Don't score it great. So I think if we do our job defensively and can hold them, maybe under 50 in the 40s, we got a good chance to win tonight. And they remind me of a lot of a Rutherford team in the fact that very, very, very athletic, good size, just young. They got a lot of sophomores and.
like one junior. I think they have one senior that really plays major minutes for them. So they make some young mistakes, but they're going to be competitive, and it's going to be a tough game. So hopefully being home, we can get that done. And then if we do win and we'll play Friday night, we'll play the winner of West Florida and Fort Walton Beach. Fort Walton Beach has beaten them twice this year, and actually Fort Walton Beach has beaten us twice. So that's a matchup that has been unfavorable for us the last two times we played them. Now, we haven't been full strength the last two times we played them, so hopefully that continues. But if we can get to Friday night, I think Fort Walton's a team that we're probably going to play, and I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, coaching, when you get into tournament stuff like this, it's one and done, but how many people do you play? Do you average playing 6, 7, or 8 people, or are you just kind of hold your 5 unless somebody gets in trouble?
No, so we're pretty deep. We carry 13 on the varsity for the most part of the year. We moved up a couple JV guys at the end of the year now just to kind of get them some experience. But, 13 guys on our bench, and we probably play about 11 of them. It just depends on, some guys have really good nights and some guys play a little bit less than others. But, we try to play everybody, just kind of keep everybody engaged, keep the energy up, play some guys early that can kind of give you a spark. And then, late in the game, you kind of adjust. Like you may go to 7, you may go to 8. But I think that's been one of our strong suits all year, is just our depth.
Right. So early in the game, do you platoon, like you just send 5 in, or you just spot them when you see them, or however? I know.
It's more of a feel thing. It's some guys. Like, I don't know that we're overly talented. I think we got some guys that specialize in certain things. I think we got some guys that are shooters. I think we got some guys that are defensive players, some guys that really rebound. So, if they're doing their job well, they're going to play a little bit longer. If they're not, then it's time to go to somebody else. I think kind of how we've been all year.
Yeah, I'm a kind of old school guy. When I had the number 1 point guard, I had the number 2 point guard would just watch him, and when he got tired, he'd kind of raise his hand and he'd just go in because, you play as hard as you can till your little tongue's dragging, and then you kind of put them in, but then you reserve the right to put in whoever you want to put in as the veto their boat.
Yeah, that's absolutely, and that's my assistant coach's job. They're doing a good job of recognizing. We brought in a new assistant this year, Austin Latch. He's done a great job for us. It's he's got a basketball background. He's done a great job just with some scout preparation and really managing the bench and things like that. He's been a big help this year, as well as Kane. Kane's been my right hand man for the last few years, so it's been really good.
Well, Kane played at Bay, so he knows kind of much going on. So he's a good guy to have too.
And I coached him, which makes me feel a little old.
Well, I used to be your supervisor. How old do you think I feel?
Glenn looks real old, too.
I know I'm getting shorter, too. That's terrible.
Let me ask this. All these sports, every game's important, but you want to build and get better as the year goes on. And then, to me, it's always like who gets hot at the end of the year. You might have had a team you beat early in the year that's, and you were mentioning Fort Walton. Sometimes they get hot, they get better, and you got a dang problem there. Do you feel like you guys are peaking at the right time? Do you feel like you guys are getting hot where you can do something special this year?
Yeah, I really do. I didn't realize this until someone mentioned it the other day. We've won 7 of our last 10. So I think we're playing good basketball. I think some guys are really starting to step up and really starting to feel comfortable in the roles. And I just think that moving forward, if we do get to Friday night and we do play Fort Walton, there's that old saying, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So, we're at home, and I like our chances, and I think that, as long as we can play the best we can't really do much else. So,
how do you handle practice like if you keep winning like you're doing right now, you win the district, getting deep in the playoffs or just into the playoffs, like you're going to be, do you cut back practice time, or you just go like I know some guys that they don't change anything. It's what we do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we got the game on Friday for us football. And you got other ones will cut back and get them off the field and on the field quicker to save their legs because the year is long. Basketball up and down the court all year long. How do you handle that? How do you handle practice late in the year?
Yeah, we try to keep them rested, so we actually do go a little bit shorter. The funny thing is they've had plenty of rest now. I mean, they got 3 days off from school because of Snowmageddon. Then this weekend we had 3 days off, and so we actually went a lot longer on Monday. We went about 2.5 hours, but yesterday we went an hour and 45 minutes with the game today. And if we do win, we'll probably go about an hour 15 minutes tomorrow, and then get ready to go Friday. So I think when you're playing a lot of games and you're pretty much they know what's coming. I think you just shorten practice a little bit. I don't think you go less hard or you go less competitive. I think you just shorten the times of what you're doing. You want to shoot a little bit more just to kind of keep them fresh, keep the energy up. Because you got to have them at their best when they're ready to play.
Yeah, Coach. Other thing too is, back in the old days, you had to go see this. You had to go to the school and watch them play. Did they send you huddle tapes, or you find them, or how do you scout people without going to watch them?
I do it all. So we do get a lot of film from people. I'm actually sitting right in front of Pensacola right now watching some film. But, we had off Friday night. We had hosted that girls' regional weightlifting meet. So I actually drove out to Pensacola Friday night and watched them play Washington. So, I just try to do it all. I think I'm still old school in the fact that I don't think there's any substitute for seeing a team live.
Right.
You get a feel of, how big they really are, how quick they are, how they handle things and their attitudes. And, sometimes you don't see those things on film. So with the real important games, you try to do that as much as you can.
Yeah, I know when Coach Williams was there, he'd see me and Coach Ross and a couple of kids, if we were off Friday, we would all go in different directions, who we might play in the playoffs and watch them. So I remember doing that.
Yeah, and that's funny right now. Right now we're sitting 5th in our region, so I really feel good. Like if we win this game today, that we'll still get an at-large bid and be able to make the playoffs. I feel like if we win our district, we can maybe even get up to 4 in the region. But we're going to probably go to somewhere in Jacksonville. The problem is there's so many Jacksonville teams in our region, you don't know who you're going to play yet. So, hopefully I got a couple contacts out there that send me some favors.
Well, good.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on. I know you're really busy. Good luck to you in the game tonight. We hope you do something really special this year. Keep on winning. And if we can help any way when you start your travels, let us know. We'll start trying to get money up to the high school where you can help you travel. I know it's really expensive going to all these different games all over the state.
Yeah, I appreciate it. FHA doesn't think about that stuff. First-round games are now in Jacksonville and all over the place. So, sometimes you got to shake the can, Yeah.
So. Well, we'll get up with you next Wednesday, and we'll help you any way we can, okay?
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy. Mike does a good job over there. They got a good basketball team. All right, let's talk about today. Today's a special day, especially for restaurants around here. If you're over at Lynn Haven, and I need to go see Russ today. I think I'm going to go by and see Russ out there. Lynn's been there. You've been there. I've bought some jewelry from him, and I think I need to go some more.
Special plan for this weekend, for Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. They're having a customer appreciation evening. They're going to have some food and some drink, your favorite beverages, and some absolutely outstanding prizes on an absolutely outstanding selection of fine jewelry.
I'm going today.
All right.
I'm going to go today. Maybe they'll give me some of that. I asked them if they can't give it to me today, would they mind buying my lunch at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven? Maybe they can do that, because I can't go Friday. You're going to go Friday,
Russ
right?
and Amber both are going to take care of it.
You're going to go Friday, right?
I'm going to go Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went. I went last Friday. We went to eat at Beef O'Brady's.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We had a good time, too.
Thank you.
I called you, but your phone was busy.
You did. I remember.
I didn't.
But speaking of Beef O'Brady's, today is a special day over there. Only on Wednesdays, you got those 10 big old wings and a side for $9.99. Can't beat that. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go check it out. I think you'll love it. Pat Perno was in here the other day, did a great job. City Commissioner Lynn Haven, nothing but a winner. Love that guy. Also, a great special on Panama City Beach is the legendary J. Michaels. Today and only today, lunch and dinner, the world famous J. Michaels spaghetti. I'm not sure I'll make it today. Maybe for dinner, but I'm not sure about lunch. Get out, J. Michaels. Have a great time. If you see us tonight, say hello. Come by and say hello. Get there today and have a great time. The legendary J. Michaels. For all your real estate closing, do what Mark Howard does down on 30A. When he sells a $10 million home, who's he use? There can't be any mistakes. It has to be done perfectly every single time. Who's he use? Chuck Tucker. South Oak Title and Closing, #1, not even close. South Oak Title and Closing. Don't forget that. Locals, taking care of locals, that's Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Don't go anywhere but with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Their trucks throughout Bay Point. They serve. You want to service about every 6 months. It's going to save you money on your power bill. It's going to save you pleasure time. Your house is going to be warm in the winter. It's going to be cool in the summer if you have Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, love you guys down there. We're right back. Manly, Wildcat, Dr. Ward, not Bill Allen, not Greg Benicki, but Dr. Ward next. We got Charles Bill in the
ESPN Northwest Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Hello, Matt. I got something to say to Jim. Will you organize Sleeping Giant and the Dragon? 10 years from now, I'll be making a difference in this world while you'll be sitting there getting your diaper changed by your nurse.
That was amazing. I mean, I don't know if Jim will ever be able to respond to that.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Roll with Hard Rock Bet for Big Game 59 because we are rolling out over $5.9 million in bonus bets. The big game kicks off Sunday in New Orleans, but get your share of Big Easy bonus bets now so you can place more bets on us instead of using your own cash. It's the big game rollout. $5.9 million in promos only on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3. ESPN Northwest Florida. You like that music coming back in? Listen, what grade would you give that? D minus?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are. They just got little numbers on them.
Oh, okay. They change it up on you?
Oh, yeah.
That must have been.
I can tell because when you do it, it's unbelievable.
Great. Yeah, that must be a 6 7/8 number.
Yeah. It is. Actually, it's metric.
Oh man,
cool.
Forget that.
Cool. That's cool.
Only thing I know about metrics is kilos, sir.
You know, we're out in the sun all the time. If you're a female, there's two things you really got to be concerned about: breast cancer, skin cancer. And skin cancer, I believe, is the number one that women get, that we all really are getting. And we're out in the sun all the time, especially live here on Panama City Beach. Anytime you're out playing golf, out in the weather. That's the one great thing we do have here in Panama City in Northwest Florida is Dr. Ward. So if it doesn't look right, feel right, don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment. Let's bring him on now, the one and only Dr. Ward. Good morning, sir.
Morning, coaches. How y'all doing this morning?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
If you're driving, you be careful.
It's a little froggy out there.
Are you all right?
I'm good, man. I'm great.
What's the best way to get up with you?
It's 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Waterstown, Santa Rosa Beach, Phoenix Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. It takes 5 minutes to get checked out to make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
All right. We were hoping that you would get back into coaching. The fundraisers you used to do, the amount of money you raised that team over there, the way you help those kids traveling everywhere, making them better people, better ball players. You're not going to do that, correct? You're out of it, right?
I am relegated to management responsibilities only for my son's travel ball team. I'm not a coach on the field. They've gotten too old for me to really get them better in that aspect. So I'm just helping the coaches, make sure that we get the tournaments that we want, and logistically kind of being what I'm good at, which is organizing things.
All right, let me ask you this, if you don't mind, tell everybody out there your son's name, and what team he's playing for this year.
Well, Jackson, my son, is playing travel with 5-star Gulf Coast Black 12U, and he's playing middle school ball for the Seaside Sharks.
Okay. I got a question for you. You got a son that's an athlete. Okay. Destin High School, and tell me if I'm wrong, Glenn. I think it's Destin High School. They're talking in talks. They're looking at maybe going 4 days a week as a parent, as a booster, an athletic parent. Would you be for something like that? And we were told, we don't know what day they're talking about not going to school, Friday or Monday. We all got together and voted, don't go to school on Monday because you have a lot of big games on Friday and you want the student body there that will show up to the games. If they're off that day, they might not show up. So my question to you, what do you think about this 4 day a week that Destin High School, I think Destin High School, or Destin's thinking about doing? Are you for it, against it, and why?
Well, I would say that personally I would be against it. And the reason I would be against it is because kids they learn in school what a work week is kind of like. And, parents also oftentimes are working 5 days a week. So why wouldn't you put the kids in a schedule that's convenient for their parents that has the kids in school while parents are at work? Now, if everybody had a 4-day work week and we decided as a nation that's what we were going to do, great. I just think people are oftentimes looking to fix things that aren't broken.
Yeah.
I think that, changing tradition needs to have a significant reason behind it to do so, not just like, oh, let's be different, let's do this. I think there are going to be some unintended consequences and downstream effects that aren't being seen, just like you mentioned. And all I know is if I'm a parent getting ready for work on Monday morning and my kid's going to sit around at home all day and do nothing, I'm not going to be a very happy parent. And then, I get that everyone works hard, but I mean, what are teachers going to do with this day off? Apparently, are they just going to plan? I don't know.
Right.
There's just a lot to go through, and I know it's probably an unpopular opinion because everybody likes more days off or less time at school or whatever. But again, I'm a traditionalist. I don't like things that have been done for years and years changing unless there's a darn good reason to do so.
And I think it was just the high school level they're thinking about doing. I could be wrong on that, so I better shut up because I'm not sure. But I thought it was just high school, which would be easier on the parents because the kids were older and most of them can drive. But then again, if you're a freshman, that's a totally different thing. Good points. I did want to get you an opportunity to give some love to your coaches that are coaching your boy. Who are some of these coaches?
Yeah, well, on the travel side, it's Pat Garrett and Travis Page. Awesome coaches. And then I tell you what, man, it was awesome on, my son did make the varsity middle school team, and head coach on his middle school team varsity-wise is none other than World Series MVP Tom Glavine. And Jackson was pitching, at practice yesterday, and it was just really cool to be watch it. I was able to go and just watching him get instruction and pitching tips from a former World Series MVP.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. I think he knows what he's talking about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then when you impress Tom Glavine, so my son's got a pretty good splitter. And his changeup is so-so, and Tom asked him after watching a few of his changeups, hey, you got anything else off speed? And he's like, yeah, I got a splitter. And he threw the splitter in 3 in a row, and they were perfect. And Tom's like, okay, your splitter is now your off speed. So if I call changeup, you're going to throw your splitter.
Oh, hey, listen, we got to take a break. We get back, I want to ask you about what you think about the Super Bowl. I just found out that the president, Trump's going to be there, which I think is great. Yep. We got Dr. Ward with us. Doc, again, skin cancer can be deadly. What are some things we can do to help prevent it?
Well, the biggest thing is, in the summer, especially if you're out there, cover up, wear protective clothing, put your sunscreen on. But then, if you haven't been doing that, you're probably going to get skin cancer. So, check your spots. If you see something that doesn't look right, feel right, just isn't healing, get in and see us. And if we take care of it early, it's easy peasy. If you wait and it gets big and it gets deep and it gets nasty, then you end up seeing the oncologist and the radiation oncologist, and that is no fun. You want to stop it at your dermatologist, not at the oncologist.
Yeah, no doubt. He does a great job. He's operated me twice and took care of everything. God bless him. And we're location. Give everybody the locations again. There's so many.
Yeah, that's right. 8 area convenient locations. If you can hear us talking about sports, you can get checked. We're in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, and Mariana.
Now, we have another legendary legendary doctor that comes in here every Monday. He's been on the Bay County sidelines for 25 years. That's a legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. Who does he go see? He went to Ward. That's pretty cool. But I talked about it again. I'm having a former young lady that we grew up together in Montgomery, Alabama elementary school. Cheryl Otter was her name. She's married now, and she's having surgery today. She went and saw the legend, and he's taking care of her. If you have any type of injury, go see Chad Mitchell. Make an appointment, go see Chad. You can listen to him again every Monday morning right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Historical downtown Panama City. Greg Bernicki tried to develop that, and he did a great job with that. The Vandergriffs, they listened. What did they do? Their wonderful son and his beautiful partners, they decided to open another business downtown in a historical downtown Panama City. It's called the Local 115. If you're thinking about what should I do Super Bowl Sunday, where should I go eat Saturday after going to the market downtown, it's the Local 115. It's an oyster bar with a sports theme. It's like a museum. You'll see Glenn Manley's picture down there right by the bathroom, and you will have a great time.
That's your picture.
They've got the Tommy Oliver draft beer, and it doesn't cost any more. They say the cost, and they stick with it. It's pretty cool. Go check it out. We think you'll love it.
I'm sure they'll be watching the Super Bowl there.
Oh, my God.
So.
Oyster bar, crab cake, steamed seafood, gumbo, soups and salads, wings, ice cold beer, nothing fried, a healthier option. The Local 115. Great place, great people. Go check it out today. Newbies, 4 great locations. Get out to Newbies, too. Watch all the ball games, Super Bowl.
This is
That's good music. Guys, listen to music, really. It's pretty good.
On the water
I like
today,
that one. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Don't touch that dial. We got Dr. Ward. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents Wrestling Against Cancer 10. Proceeds to help Ryan Holland. Stars to appear Mike Steele, Donnie B, AJ Stokes, Kelly Mann, and exciting women's wrestling with T Gaines, JC Black, and more. Wrestling Against Cancer 10. Saturday, February 8th at Bay Haven Charter Academy in Panama City. Tickets available at the door. More info at ESPNPC.com.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, a mixture of mostly clouds and slight fog and a high of 71 with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Tonight, some fog causing poor visibility with lows around 61. Tomorrow, a mixture of slight fog and some sun and a temperature near 72. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851 0453.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
And here we go. The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You want that yard look absolutely beautiful? Turf Pro Pest Control can make it happen. Give Patrick a call today. They'll come out. Your yard will look absolutely beautiful. I mean, it'll be gorgeous. They do a great job. And you listen to them every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida at 8:30. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Let's bring it back on. Dr. Ward's with us. Doc, what do you think? Here's my prediction. I want the Eagles to win. I've got Georgia players. We've got Alabama players on that team. I'm pulling for the Eagles, but that quarterback for Kansas City is incredible. Their head football coach is the best at what he does. He's an incredible coach. I kind of think the Kansas City Chiefs going to win it, but I want the Eagles to win. What's your take on the Super Bowl? Who are you for? What do you think is going to happen?
My take and your take are very, very similar. I mean, everybody's tired of Kansas City winning. Unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you probably want the Eagles to win. I definitely would love to see the Eagles win. However, Patrick Mahomes is, Mr. Clutch, and he seems to always find a way to win. The defensive coordinator for the Eagles, I think his name is Vic Fangio. He's 0-8 in his career as a defensive coordinator against Kansas City. So, all the heart is with the Eagles, but all the brain is with the Chiefs.
Yeah. And everybody talks about, I've had a lot of people call on, their opinion is that the Eagles have a better roster. And I guess what do you think about that? I don't know if I agree with that or not, but most people do think the Eagles have the best roster. But quarterback position, and I love Jalen, but the most important position, you got to give it to Kansas City.
Yeah, if I'm making a team and I can pick between Mahomes and Hurts, I'm taking Mahomes every day of the week.
Absolutely. And our great president's going to be there. I didn't know that. Who told us that? No, Mike told us that morning he's going to be there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on the news. And
so hopefully they'll have the barriers up and be more prepared than they were for the Sugar Bowl. Super Bowl by teams, the most players from a college football team playing in this year's Super Bowl. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will go through a few. The Georgia Bulldogs, Kirby Smart can recruit, is proven. They have 6 Georgia players playing in the Super Bowl. Alabama has 4. Alabama's played for championships in the last couple of years. The Florida Gators have 4. They have not won a lot of games in the last couple of years. Then you got Georgia 6, Florida and Alabama 4, Florida State, a 2-10 team last year. They have 3 players on it. Michigan's got 3. This won a national championship a year ago. Clemson's got 3. Texas has got 3. Memphis has got 3. Stanford's got 3. Penn State's got 3. Then with 2 players each, you got Georgia Tech, Texas. They got a lot of them. You got a lot of them with 2 players. But the Gators had 4. And speaking of the Gators, I just saw where their over for next year is 6.5. 6.5. I think they're crazy. I think this Florida team coming up this year is going to be really talented. I think they're really good. They're getting players transferring in. They're doing a good job recruiting high school players. Doc, what is your Gators over/under? What should it be? Because I think 6.5 is way too low.
Yeah, 6.5. You got to jump on that now because that's just crazy for. I mean, I know we got a tough schedule and all, but yeah, we're definitely going to beat that number. I'd put the over number close to 8.5.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking 8.
Yeah,
because the schedule's brutal. But I'll tell you this right now: Kelly's under a lot of pressure. He's talking about LSU's roster as a championship roster. And he saw what just happened at Notre Dame. He said he left there because you couldn't get into a championship game. Can't win a national championship there. LSU expects to win big. They get Florida. I believe the game's in LSU, and it's like week 3. To me, that's a critical game. If Florida can win that one early in the year, I think they got a chance to have a great year. If they lose that one, then I'm sitting there thinking about 8 wins. What's your take on that? Do you think I'm right or wrong on that one?
Oh, dude, LSU is always a big game. I mean, look at this year. You know, we beat LSU and went on and won a bunch of games in a row and got momentum to go into the season. You know, Florida LSU is always, you know, one of the biggest games of the year for both teams. So, agreed. It's hard to go into Baton Rouge and win, though. So hopefully, you know, our QB and you know, receivers are ready to go and we're solid. I mean, if we just play, you know, decent defense and do what I expect from the offense, we should be able to go in there and make it a competitive game and pull it out at the end, hopefully. It'll be a battle. You know, we're not going to go in there and beat them by 3 touchdowns. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, the one great thing I love about Florida, they got probably this quarterback he's special. There's something special about that guy. He could win the Heisman next year if they got some surrounding cast that can, you know, protect him and get the ball out to playmakers. I think he's got a chance to do something special next year. I want to ask you this: basketball, and I know it's big. Home games are big. I get that. But what do you think about, you know, Tennessee, Florida? You kill them one time at home. You go on the road and you get killed. Is it that big a difference, home and away? That advantage is that big in basketball?
Well, yeah. You know, especially with a team like Tennessee, man, they're going to be solid on defense every single game. So, you know, if you know, if your shots aren't falling and you know you're just not on. You know, Tennessee can do that. You know, they're going to typically hold you to 50 points. I mean, look, Auburn is an amazing team. They scored 98 last night against a good Oklahoma team, and what they get 53 against Tennessee, and won by 2 points. So, you know, Tennessee plays really, really good defense. You know, the reason I don't think that they're going to make a deep run into the tournament this year is because, you know, their offense is very, very inconsistent. And, you know, unless they can fix that, they're going to beat a lot of good teams. But, you know, any hot team that's getting their baskets to fall will beat Tennessee.
Yeah, I was looking. They've already got now. We're getting all these different publications of the top 25 way too early. We haven't even been through spring football yet, but I have been seeing a lot of love on the Florida Gators. This might have been by CBS. They have the Gators preseason ranked number 16. Another one, and I don't know if it was Athlon or whoever, had the Gators in the top 10. And I want to say they were 8th. And Auburn Tigers getting a lot of love also. What do you think? How good can the Florida? I know baseball is going to be really good this year. Their preseason ranked coaches poll, they're ranked 10th. The SEC's dominating the coaches poll in college baseball. Softball, Florida's like number 2 in one poll and number 1 in another. But what do you think? What's going to be the best sport for Florida next year for us winning in the most games and being the D team? Is it going to be football, basketball, baseball, what?
You know, I think we're a playoff contender in football next year. I mean, I'm not going to get out there and say we're a top 5 team because, you know, we haven't seen that recently from the Gators. I think basketball, I think Todd Golden's got something special going on there. And of course, you know, in baseball, I mean, how many College World Series have we been to in a row now? I think we're on, you know, 3 or 4 in a row, and then, you know, 8 of the last 10 years. So you know, if you got to put money on one of the 3 sports, you got to go with baseball because that's where we've, you know, kind of dominated over the last decade.
Well, yeah, your softball team is rated number 2. You know, if you look at it in the top 12, there's 7 SEC teams in softball. There's 2 ACC, 2 Big 12, and 1 Big 10. But, you know, when you get Oklahoma and Texas in the SEC, that's going to make the league even tougher.
Oh, my God.
Oklahoma. Oh, yeah. Well, you want to talk about SEC domination. Go look at Joe Lunardi's bracketology right now. He's got 13 of the 16 SEC teams in the tournament right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and they even had it broke down how many conference had the most NFL players in the playoffs and stuff like that. The SEC dominates all that stuff. And I know Ohio State won the national championship. I know Michigan won it the year before. Top end, maybe the Big Ten is better, but overall top to bottom, I think I'd probably have to give it to the SEC. But top end, I got to give credit to Big Ten. They won the last 2 national championships in football. All right, Doc, I want to thank you for coming on. I know you're busy. What got to say? Anything else you want to share with us? Anything going on?
Oh, nothing major, man. I'm just looking forward to enjoying the rest of the SEC basketball season, enjoying, middle school baseball, which starts next week. And by the way, Bay County middle schools need to reinstitute middle school baseball. Yeah. My son's travel team. We got all the kids on the travel team playing middle school baseball from Chipley, from Bonifay, from Wakulla, from DeFuniak, over where we are in South Walton. And the 3 kids from Bay County, they're the only ones that aren't playing middle school baseball right now. So whatever we can do next season, we need to get middle school baseball back into Bay County because it's important for the kids. It's important for their development going into high school. And, we've had great success here in Bay County with with high school baseball. But you got to have the middle schools, feeding those players up. So, it's not that expensive. The fields are there. I just don't know why the school district can't get their act together and give these kids a middle school season. Yeah,
I'm with you on that. That's what we're known for here in Bay County. It's baseball. It used to be football. Now it's baseball. And look at that. Look at the head baseball coaches. The guys won state championship, been to the state championship game. They are great coaches. I'm with you. That's a great point. And we'll ask Josh that tomorrow. He's going to be on here tomorrow. I ask him about that. Our wonderful county AD. All right, Doc, what's the best way to get up with Dr. Ward?
Give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, DeFuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe to make sure your skin is cancer-free. And just give us a holler. We'll get you taken care of.
Doc, love you. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye, buddy. Thank you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? You can make it happen. Jason Kovaleski. Listen to him every Tuesday and Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Guy's incredible. He is a Buckeye boy, but he knows what he's talking about. 2 great locations, 23rd Street, Pier Park. Glenn, they got this kind of cream. I've got the name of it, and I swear that's probably the best stuff I've ever gotten. And my knee was killing me. I put it on there. It hadn't bothered me since I put it on there. This stuff is really good, and he'll tell us all more about that later. You love the joint boost joint, whatever you call it. That's joint really helped you. Yeah.
Yep.
Because your joints pop and make a lot of noise.
They don't anymore. So,
yeah.
But, that's
what's your favorite thing Jason has?
Glenn and I both are on that glucosamine cycle, whatever it's called, but it doesn't taste bad and it works.
Yeah, that's Joint Boost. That's the Joint Boost, and also the 572 has the pepsides in it and helps your healing power.
Say it twice fast.
Yeah, well, I got new teeth in, so they're about to fall out. So anyway,
Paparazzi Pizza. You love pizza, and I know Glenn loves this space. Paparazzi, you talking about the best bakery you'll have anywhere. They have the best cakes you'll get anywhere. It's made freshly every single day. They don't leave them over because they sell out. Try the Paradise Cake, the carrot cake, the chocolate cake. They got it all right there. Paparazzi, they got the best pizza. And Super Bowl, if you're going to have pizza, make sure it's Paparazzi. They got a bar in there now also. The deli's incredible. John's a retired police officer. Love that guy. Paparazzi Pizza on Thomas Drive on beautiful Panama City Beach. And don't forget about... We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. I forgot. We'll be right back.
It's the ESPN Northwest Florida Hall & Hearts Magic Express.
Hey, Sean, you just won the Hall & Hearts Magic Express to see the Orlando Magic play at the Kia Center.
Oh, my goodness.
You're riding the Magic Express for the ultimate road trip.
I'm in shock right now.
Sponsored by PCB Hobby, Panama City, Toyota, Hall & Hearts, and Fairfield Hampton Inn on Thomas, and Home 2 Suites. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, a mixture of mostly clouds and slight fog and a high of 71 with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Tonight, some fog causing poor visibility with lows around 61. Tomorrow, a mixture of slight fog and some sun and a temperature near 72. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and do we have a sweetheart of a deal for you? All diamond heart jewelry is on sale for 25% off. All color gemstone jewelry is 60% off at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We also have a large selection of gold, silver, and estate jewelry that is sure to melt your heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine's sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a sweetheart of a deal from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great. If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tide. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. We went with them. Didn't know the guy. Met him. I'm talking about Jason, the owner. Came in and I told him, I said, right there, I'll never forget. I said, I want the biggest unit you sell. I don't care what it costs. I'm sick of the thing we've had for years. It came with the house. I want something good. I want to turn on. I want it to knock me down when the air comes on. He started laughing. He goes, Coach, I can sell you the biggest we've got, but I don't think you should do that. I said, what? He said, I think you should do this. When you look at the square footage, you look at the windows, your cracks, your leaks, all these things, and we got everything brand new lines, brand new everything you can put into a brand new unit. The smartest thing we've ever done. He saved me a lot of money, and he could have ripped me off. I was going to pay whatever I had to pay, and he saved me money. They came in, they did a great job. I'm telling you, it's the best investment I've done. Our power bill went down big time. It's going to pay for itself over a period of years. But it's one of the few things you can do is you can purchase that will help pay for itself, and that's air conditioning heating units. Some of them will run all day, all night, and your power bill's going to the roof, and you really don't get any warmer. You don't get any cooler. That won't happen if you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Now, you got to get service about every 6 months. It runs better. Again, saves you money on your power bill. Use someone local. Use someone you can trust, good people. That's Jason. And that's Stevenson Air Conditioning. They are number one, and I'm so grateful I went with them. Dr. Mitchell, we got so many everybody went with them, and you should too. They do an incredible job. Don't use anybody else but local guy, and that's Stevenson Air Conditioning. All right, Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide, again, they had 4 players playing this year's Super Bowl. 3 on the Eagles, and maybe another one. I think he's on the Eagles too. But the big ones are Devontae Smith has a chance to make history, and we have a chance. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, I want to talk about Alabama. They have a football program coming up next year, critical year for Bama. We open up with FSU week 1, a must-win for DeBoer, a must-win for Alabama. I think it's a must-win for FSU, too.
It is.
I mean, he's already lost 10 games this past year. He needs to win big time, okay? Right. The game's in Tallahassee, home advantage. Are you going to go, Glenn? Are you going to be there?
No, it's a lot easier sitting in my chair looking at it on TV.
Well, it's a lot easier for Nicky and Bill pay for my way.
Well, that's true, but see,
I'm going to go. And there's one other poll we talked about. I want to think it's CBS, but anyway, here's your top 25. Texas in football, Ohio State number 2, Penn State number 3, Notre Dame number 4. Those are the same ones that made the playoffs this past year. Here's Oregon getting number 5, Clemson at number 6. I hear Clemson's going to be really good. Number 7 is Georgia. Number 8 is the Alabama Crimson Tide. If he does not make the playoffs next year, I think I think the heat's going to be really turned up on him. They need to get in the at least get in the playoffs. The schedule, they're at Georgia. That's going to be a tough game for Bama. They get LSU at home, Tennessee's at home. Auburn, you got to go to Auburn. Good luck with that. If Auburn's ranked, there's no way they'll beat Alabama will not beat Auburn at Auburn if Auburn's ranked. They never have.
Unless they have the 3-man rush again.
Yeah, two-man rush. Illinois is number 9. Miami's number 10. LSU is 11th. They got to win. They got a chance to be a great football team, what I'm hearing. So 11 might be a bit low for them. Number 12 is Arizona State. Number 13 is Tennessee. 14 is South Carolina. 15 is BYU. 16 is the Florida Gators. 17th, Louisville. Watch out for it. They got a great football coach at Louisville. They're going to be good. They might get in the playoffs this year. SMU, they got plenty of money. They might get up there. They're 18th. 19th is Michigan. 20th, Georgia Tech. 21, North Carolina, Bill Belichick. 22, Texas Tech. And 23 is Indiana. I kind of see them falling back a little bit. 24 is Navy. And the Auburn Tigers, 25 in this particular poll. Now, the best college football program of all time. They rank the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, they say they look at the dominance, the successful over years at winning a national championship, how many stars they put into the NFL, and conference champions. All those things they come and count. And they came up with this list. Some of this I don't agree with. Some of these are surprising. But here we go. Number 1, the Alabama Crimson Tide. The richest tradition in all of college football, in the history of college football. Alabama's won more national championship than any other program in the country. They've won more SEC championship than any other team in the Southeastern Conference. The NFL talent that go through there is incredible. They've had at least two legendary coaches, the legend Paul Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. Both won 6 national championships. That's 12 national championships, just those 2 coaches alone. Alabama is a powerhouse. Number 2, winningest program in college football, the Michigan Wolverines. This program is incredible. Strong tradition, great coaches, great players, a list of NFL players as long as you can look at. The winningest team in all of college football, they come in at number 2. And number 3, all-time greatest programs of college football, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Multiple national championships, NFL player stars all over the field, all over the NFL come from the Buckeye State and from the Buckeyes, and one of the top programs of all of college football, and legendary coaches. And their biggest, Woody Hayes. Coming at number 4, Notre Dame. Storied history. Heisman Trophy winners, national championship, the Golden Helmets. Notre Dame comes at number 4. Newt Rockne. Number 5, the elite program, Oklahoma Sooners. Now, they've been down. There's no doubt they've been down lately. But think back. They've won 50-something games in a row.
Bud Wilkers.
Yeah, absolutely. Who broke his record? Paul Bear Bryant, when he was a coach at Kentucky, snapped that winning record. But Oklahoma has been really good. Barry Switzer. They've had great coaches. They have great players, Heisman Trophy winners. They're right there at number 5. Number 6, they've been down lately. They're in the Big Ten now. The Southern Cal Trojans, rich history, no doubt about that. Heisman Trophy winners, NFL players all over the field, and one of the most famous players of all time. He's sharp. He's deadly. O.J. Simpson. He's deadly. He was a great player. I thought that's pretty good. And number 7, they're just really coming on. They have not done what these other programs have done over the history of college football. They're making up for it pretty fast, and that's Georgia Bulldogs. Vince Dooley was there for 25 years. Kirby Smart has done some incredible things he's done at Georgia in a short period of time. They are elite NFL talent college football team, SEC power, national power, the Georgia Bulldogs. Coming in, coming at number 8. Who is it, Glenn?
Let's see. That would be Tennessee. Okay.
The Florida Gators. In the 90s, the 2000s, they dominated. Steve Spurrier, the offense that changed the SEC. And then you had Urban Meyer get in there and win championships, national championships. Great talent base from the great state of Florida. National championship. NFL players like no other. The Florida Gators football program, greatest, is at number 8. Number 9, they are a new power. They've won multiple national championships. Dabo Swinney's taken it to the top. Clemson Tiger, and they have turned out a lot of NFL players. They really have. So Clemson comes in at number 9. And number 10, I thought it'd be FSU. I was wrong. Who is number 10, Glenn Manley? Out of the SEC, hold them Tigers. Who is it?
LSU.
LSU Fighting Tigers. An elite program, a state per capita, more NFL players come out of there per capita than anywhere. High school football is outstanding there. Great talent. Great NFL players that come from this school, and they have won multiple national championships. In the opinion of these experts here, the top 10 programs of all time: Alabama number 1, Michigan number 2, Buckeyes number 3, Notre Dame 4, 5 is Oklahoma, 6 is USC, 7 Georgia, 8 the Florida Gators, number 9 Clemson, and number 10 FSU. I don't agree with that list. I don't. Where's Texas?
Right.
Is Texas not as big as program and sent many kids to the NFL,
right.
Won national championships?
I would think so.
I thought Texas should be in there, but we shall see.
And Nebraska.
All right, that is your Alabama update for today. Glenn, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be in 2025. There's 3 guys going to be fighting for the position. We got this kid coming in, the true freshman, Russell. I just saw one of the publications. He's the number 1 player in the country. I just saw the other ones. It is the kid from Michigan, the quarterback from there. I think his name's Underwood. But Russell is a great talent. Last year he passed 4,177 yards. He also rushed for another 321. He passed for 58 touchdowns. He rushed for another 5 or 6 touchdowns, whatever it was. I mean, he is a freak. He's a great football player. He's got a chance to play as a true freshman. We shall see. And then you got Mark Mack, the kid that transferred in from Washington. He knows the system. That new offensive coordinator loved him back when he was there. Right. This kid's almost 6'7", got a cannon for an arm. He might do some special things. And I kind of hope it's Ty Simpson, the former 5-star redshirt junior. He's been there waiting for his turn, his opportunity to play at Alabama. I hope he gets it, and I hope he's good as I think he can be. Coming out of high school, he was everything. He's not the runner, Milroe, but he's a lot better passer, and this is going to be a passing offense. His career at Alabama, he's only thrown for 381 yards. I think 3 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 130 yards and 3 more touchdowns. Really like the young man. He didn't leave. He could have. People came after him. He stayed at Bama. Alabama Update has been brought to you by the one and only Steverson Air Conditioning. Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. Newbies 2 on the curve. You guys go watch the Super Bowl there. Head on down to the mothership after the game. Have a great time at Miss Newbies. And Charlotte's going to have the best bands in the Southeast every weekend for your pleasure, for your entertainment. We'll be right back with Glenn Manley, with the Wildcat, with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the home of Super Bowl 59. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
Wrestling Against Cancer.
Live men's and women's professional wrestling returns to Panama City on Saturday, February 8th at the Bay Charter Academy.
Come see the most exciting professional wrestling on the Panhandle.
Wrestling Against Cancer number 10. Proceeds go toward Ryan Holland's cancer expenses. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
More information, ESPNPC.com.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, a mixture of mostly clouds and slight fog and a high of 71 with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Tonight, some fog causing poor visibility with lows around 61. Tomorrow, a mixture of slight fog and some sun and a temperature near 72. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, Walmart family, get out there and support them Auburn Tigers. Hey, hey, hey. Listen to Andy Burcham every Thursday, 8:15, the voice of the Auburn Tigers. He does a wonderful job. I listened to him really a long time when they were playing Ole Miss this past weekend. And last night, my goodness, man, Auburn, they're something else. At home, I think they're unbeatable. They're now, I think, 21-1. Auburn killed Oklahoma 98-70. Great job by Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. This is a special group of players, and they've been number one now for a long time. And if they can get to the Iron Bowl undefeated, and if Bama does their job and gets there undefeated, we could possibly have 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and basketball, not football, and basketball in the Iron Bowl. It will be unbelievable. And I believe that first one's going to be played in Garrett Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Prices are going through the roof. Auburn football recruiting, Glenn, they're up to number 6 in the nation. They finished with 286.89 points in this point system. They had 26 commitments, 1 5-star, 17 4-stars, and 8 3-stars. War damn Eagle. Hugh Freeze is getting it done recruiting. He's getting it done having people transfer in. Now, can he do like Bruce Pearl does in basketball and make Auburn a champion in football? If he doesn't, he won't be there much longer. He better get some wins next year, and I think he will. I'm looking forward to Auburn's football season. Their basketball team's incredible. We'll have more on Auburn tomorrow. Mark McCloud's coming on at 8:30, talk about the Gators, so we got to cut everything in short right now. Get out to Beef Brace in Lynn Haven today. Their lunch special, 10 wings inside. And Newbies, FSU update brought to you by Newbies. 4 great locations. Go check out all the Newbies and tell Coach sent you. Glenn, what do you got for us today?
Newbies on the Bay, the blue building on.
Blue for your blue eyes, Glenn.
Yeah. They're red. They're bloodshot right now. So FSU, today is National Signing Day, and so
can you believe that nobody even cares?
No. Because they're already settled, they already got money.
So much, yeah.
So I went the other direction. I got basketball, baseball, and softball. But last night I started watching the Notre Dame FSU basketball game, and we couldn't throw one in the ocean if we're standing in the Gulf there, right there. And then all of a sudden we caught fire and ran 19-2 run, and we got ahead, and we played even Steven with them all the way out. So we beat Notre Dame 76-70. So congratulations there. And if you haven't heard, but you've been living under a rock, Coach Hamilton is going to retire. He's been 40. He's the highest. The winningest coach at FSU history. 456 and 290 at 23 seasons. His all-time, that was all-time at FSU. For his career, he's 635 and 500 in 38 seasons. He is coached at Miami, Austin Peay, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State, rather, and FSU. He also coached the Washington Wizards in NBA 2000-2001. His major star was Michael Jordan. So, but they didn't have a very successful season, so he got out of that. His bio: he played at Gaston community college, and he scored 54 points in one game. He still leads that category there. And then he transferred to UT Martin. When he transferred to UT Martin, he was the first African-American to play at UT Martin. And he was a team captain wherever he went. And he graduated in 1971 from there, and he went to Austin Peay and got his master's degree while he was coaching. And then he's also a 12-year assistant at the University of Kentucky. So he's been around for quite a while. And so congratulations to him. I actually got to see him play in like 1968. And when he was at UT Martin, they came and played Middle Tennessee. Of course, we didn't know he was going to be the big-time coach, but, we got to yell at him just like we yell at anybody else. So congratulations to him. And I didn't know, I haven't seen whether the NIL has run him out like it did Coach Bennett from Virginia and Larry Garia out of Miami. So, we'll see what goes on with that. FSU baseball, they're ranked number 6 in preseason by one of the polls, and then the top 10 in this poll for baseball is Texas A&M 1, LSU 2, and then 3 is Virginia, 4 is Georgia, 5 is Tennessee, 6 is FSU, 7 is Texas, 8 is Clemson, 9 is Duke, and then number 10 is Oregon State. So congratulations to SEC. They were dominant in that thing. So, and then they will be playing their first games will be the weekend of March 14, 15, and 16 at the stadium there, so that James Mattis will come into town and play them. So get out there and see those games. Girls softball, they're preseason ranked number 12. They number 1 is Texas, number 2 is Florida, number 3 is Oklahoma, number 4 is Oklahoma State, number 5 Tennessee, number 6 UCLA, number 7 Texas A&M, number 8 Duke, number 9 LSU, number 10 Texas Tech, number 11 Alabama, and number 12 FSU. And out of those 12, 7 are SEC, 2 ACC, 2 Big 12, and 1 Big 10. So that's going on. And they will start their games this Thursday at my sister's hometown in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. They'll have a big tournament there, and they will be playing Oklahoma State, University of North Colorado, and also Louisiana Tech. So they kick off and start. And then the next week they'll go to Clearwater to that big 30-team tournament down there. So they're looking good for it, and we'll see what goes on. And maybe they want to play Oklahoma right off the bat if they get into the playoffs again. So the ACC and SEC will be the 2 strong conferences, I predict, in softball again this year. So we'll see what goes on with that.
No doubt about that.
And and hopefully there will be no spring game for football this year because of the.
I'm glad you brought that up. The stadium. But let me tell you something else. And number 1, I made a mistake. I thought it was 4. There's one publication said 4. But actually, you look at Bama's, their website, Alabama has 6 players in the Super Bowl, not 4. So they tied Oklahoma the most. I mean, it might have been Georgia, Oklahoma. But all right, here we go. Nebraska's coach, Matt Rule, does not want to play a spring football game. Nebraska is known for huge crowds for spring football.
Right. Yeah,
they sell out all their football.
Yeah, they're one of the top 5.
He made a great point, though.
He did.
He goes, why do I want to go play a spring football game and my players then get recruited by everybody else so they have a good game? And people, they recognize this guy's a good ball player. They're going to come after him and try to steal him. I get where he's coming from with that. I understand that.
I understand it, yeah. The thing is, we're going to have to got to start regulating that somehow because it's just gone out of hand.
And ESPN, they want a video game.
Don't they do that with scouts anyway?
Yeah, but
I mean,
they
scouts can come and steal.
But I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He can also, he didn't want to say this, but you can also keep telling a player where y'all are still battling for that number 1 position. Now, when you go play a spring football game, they got all the number 1s on one field. Most of them have the number 1 offense, defense, play everybody else. And some of them pick players and play it that way, but most of them have. They can figure out who's number 1, who's number 2. So they can play mind games with the guys if you don't have one.
If you've played football and you're at the college level, you know how to figure out who's number 1 and who's not.
Yeah.
So
and the media is going to play it up too.
Right.
I get where he's coming from, but I was thinking this is the beginning of the end of spring football games. I'm not sure because they're going to pay for the show them on TV. The ESPN always shows games. They got to fill airtime during that time. April 12th, most of the SEC games are being played then and throughout the month of April. FSU's not going to do it because of the stadium, but he very easily could have gone somewhere else and played.
Well, they played one time. They played in Jacksonville. One time they played in Orlando, and you actually could play it there at Gene Cox Stadium if you had to play.
So I don't know how. He didn't want to play one either.
Right,
you might have more and more college coaches not playing in spring football.
But the thing that bothers me is they are able to do this. That's what bothers me. It's just now, instead of playing for the college and the coach, you're playing for the money.
There's no rules. You can poach players, you can contact players, and all they do is they get another kid to do it that knows a kid on the team.
Right.
That way they justify doing it.
So
let them know, hey, we're not recruiting you, but the coach said, you can make X amount of money come playing here. Why would you want to stay there?
When it comes down to they're going to start doing it in high school. There was a kid in Georgia. He's only a sophomore. His sophomore season last year. Somebody offered him $1 million in that NIL deal.
And he stayed at the same high school,
He's staying there, and he said, I just want to concentrate on playing football and not being obligated to one certain thing. But, what do you do if you're a junior in high school and you have $1 million?
Yeah.
So
party.
Speaking of parties, man, we got a couple places you want to go today. If you're over in Lynn Haven, you definitely want to get out to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. 10 wings inside for $9.99, and they got the 10 for 10 going on. TVs everywhere, great atmosphere, wonderful people. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Pat Perno is the city commissioner. Lynn Haven does a great job there. Hopefully, he's going to come back in here Friday morning, and visit with again this week. I hope so.
If you walking downtown and you're getting hungry, why don't you go by the 155? 115 local,
Yeah, they're Vandegrift's. Tell us all the partners, man.
I'm just Justin Nyland. I don't know all exactly.
Justin's a good boy.
Justin's good. Both of them are Bay High football players, and
it's like being in a museum. All those pictures, all those rosters, all those.
I noticed your pictures on there 5 or 6 times.
It'll be 7 before the day's over. Tommy Senemont's going to have his picture down there, too.
The one I like the best, the one had the numbers under your name right there. So
I like the one with Wildcat in that orange outfit. He looked good in that. The numbers on the back.
That's a Tennessee fan. You get to watch the game and then go direct traffic.
The local 115, though, that's kind of a healthier option. Nothing fried. They got steamed food. They got oysters. They got it all down there. They got the Tommy Oliver draft beer. Go check it out. We think you have a good time. And, of course, it's Wednesday, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Spaghetti only on Wednesday. It will be packed out at lunch. It'll be packed out at dinner because everybody loves it. It's got a special sauce. He won't tell you what's in it or how they do it. It's outstanding.
But let me tell you what, though. You have a plate full. It's not like, you get a little bit here thing.
Baby.
I know it. And the other thing, too, is we were at Pat up at Beef O'Brady's, and I got the fish and chips. Good. Right, so usually when you get fish and chips, you get 2 or 3 little strips.
Right.
Let me tell you what, they came out with some pieces of fish. I'm glad I only got the 2-piece. Baby,
everything. And you had their chips there?
Yeah, chips in it.
And J. Michael's on Panama City Beach, it's like a museum there. You walk in, they got motorboats in the ceiling. They got surfboards, more guns you've ever seen in your life. It's incredible.
More dollar bills.
If I had the money on the wall, we'd be rich. Unbelievable. They're legendary.
I want to thank Bill Allen and Brad Nicky for going out there and killing all those communist fish, the redfish.
Yeah.
I really appreciate them doing that.
Keep it up. They are for America. They're true Americans. We love the mayor and Bill Allen, Greg Bernicki. Wonderful people, no doubt about that. All right, we'll be right back with a great one. Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, punch it in. College basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming,
Rambo. The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Are payment processing fees eating into your profits? With Bay County POS, local businesses are saving time and money with secure, seamless merchant services. Reduce credit card processing fees and save up to 3.9% on gross sales. From quick, contactless payments to detailed sales reporting, it's Bay County POS. For a free consultation, call 850-359-3906. Bay County POS. Local service, global standards.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators. Not a Gator. You a Gator hater.
Or Gator bait.
Yeah, I'd really be Gator bait and the Gator hater. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's bring him on right now. You've been waiting for it every Wednesday, 8:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, home of Super Bowl 59 and the Auburn Tigers. But we're not talking about Auburn right now. We are talking about the Florida Gators and Mark McLeod. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Panama City.
Yep. Do you remember the old day? Glenn Bruce brought it up this morning. The old days, this is a special day. National Signing Day. Nobody even cares anymore. Most of it's been done. And our Florida Gators, in one particular service, finished number 7th in the nation with a total 283.55 points. At number 6 was the Auburn Tigers in the nation, and they had 286.89, so it was really close. Gators doing a great job in recruiting, great job having players transfer in. What do you know about this great class? Give us a little breakdown what's going on in Florida recruiting.
Yeah, and what a turnaround. You go back to, what was it, mid-October, guys?
Yes, yeah.
Florida, remember we talked about on this show, Florida was sitting in the 50s in recruiting, and people are going, what is going on? You got to get rid of Billy Napier. You got to move on. What a turnaround. What an unbelievable turnaround for Napier and his staff. And, they wrap it up yesterday, or 2 days ago, really, with Honest Commanberry, Kenan Bunny, who is, Commanberry is a corner out of, he's out of South Carolina, but he's an international player. But you're talking about a 6'1", 180 corner, and a guy who 4-star according to 2 of the services, 3-star according to 2 more, but a position where Florida needs some depth. They need some additional bodies. They brought in an All-American and Ben Hanks Jr., who's a 5-star kid at corner out of Miami, Booker T. Washington, but they needed somebody else. So they closed it out with him. Rivals just reviewed, did another analysis of their recruiting class, and they, like 24/7, put Florida at number 7. So 2 of the services, 24/7 and Rivals, have Florida at number 7. I'm not sure what ESPN had Florida at, and then On3 had Florida at number 11. So what a closing class. And I think the big takeaways from this class, guys, was Florida filled positions of need with quality players. Your wide receiver position obviously has been a lot of talk with a couple guys that are moving on to the NFL and what happened to Trey Wilson last year with his injury. But you bring in Vernell Brown III, who is a 5-star All-American out of Orlando, Nashawn Montgomery out of Miami Central, Tankara out of Texas, a kid out of Texas, and who has a length at 6'3", and those are your 3 wide receivers. I think also big for Florida is losing a couple running backs. You fill the running back room up with Waltez Clark out of Tampa Plant, Byron Lewis out of American Heritage down in Miami, or Fort Lauderdale, I should say, and then a kid from Texas. So, those were really the big takeaways. I already talked about the corner position, and then the safety position. You get 2 guys who were Florida may have the best safety class in the country, with Hilton Stubbs and Lagonza Hayward out of Georgia. So 2 big-time safeties, and you get the top kicker in the country, according to one of the services. And I'm not sure if it's Rivals or 24/7, but Evan Noel, a kid out of Mississippi, is coming in to be the place kicker for Florida. So really, as you said, Coach, Florida really turning it around in recruiting and really filling a lot of positions of need. Also getting 3 defensive tackles that are going to help Florida going forward. Maybe not a lot of help this year from those guys, but let them get in the weight room and redshirt, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, if you're a receiver, why would you not want to go to Florida? The weather's great. You're in the SEC, and you got one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best in the country, for another couple of years. And I think he helped recruiting quite a bit. If I was a receiver, I'd want this guy throwing the ball to me. That had to help them in recruiting.
Yeah, you would think you'd get a lot of buzz there, and they did really with Dallas Wilson, kind of going out to Oregon. It was a Florida-Oregon battle at the end. A lot of people believed. In fact, one of the recruiting guys I spoke to said, "Mark, I couldn't believe when you went to Oregon. I couldn't believe it." And then lo and behold, a few weeks later, I don't want to be out in Oregon. I don't want to be in Oregon. I want to be in Gainesville. So you get an All-American wide receiver to come in. So Florida with 2 All-American wide receivers and Dallas Wilson and Vernell Brown III. That's a huge pickup for the Gators, because the truth of the matter is they're probably going to need one, maybe both of those guys to step up and help out this year.
Yeah, and the experts are already coming out with the preseason polls for next year way too early, all these different publications. And also, over, under, they had Florida. I just saw one yesterday, and I didn't write down who it was by. I'm sorry about that. But they had the Florida Gators over and under is set at 6.5. I'd jump all over that right now. I think they're going to have a good year. But the schedule is brutal. Again, we talked about this with Dr. Ward earlier. LSU, I think week 3 is going to be a critical game for both programs. LSU thinks they got a shot to be pretty good, and we all know Florida's can be pretty good. I would have put the number at 8, maybe 8.5.
Yeah, I would too. Actually, when I saw that a couple days ago, I thought the same thing. I thought, that seems a little low to me, and I know a few of the guys have been out there talking about. Some of the national guys have been out there talking about it. I think Pate did, Josh Pate did, and a couple others said, or maybe JD from On 3 or 24/7 Sports also said something about it. So, yeah, I think it's a little low right now. But the schedule's brutal. As you said, you hit September 13th, and you've got LSU in Baton Rouge. Then you go on the road to Coral Gables and take on Miami, get a week off, and then you've got Texas A&M back to back.
That's crazy.
One of those 4 games in Gainesville, the Texas game. So, yeah, it's a tough start, but. That's going to be the key for Florida this year, Coach. Billy Napier, last year the key was we have to finish. Because Florida's been awful finishing under Napier and really under Dan Mullen in recent years. But now, last year, the start was horrible with the Miami and Texas A&M losses, where Florida just got hammered. So they've got to start fast. You got a school like Long Island University, and then USF, so gives you an opportunity to get a couple games under your belt before you make that trip to Baton Rouge.
Let's talk about his coaching staff. Steve Spurrier Jr., what's the deal with him? Are they going to hire him at Florida? Is he what are you hearing about Coach Spurrier's son, Steve?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I mean, obviously, we talked about that last week, and it was still in limbo. Nothing had been made official by the University of Florida. But I got to believe with Steve Spurrier Jr., if he comes to Billy Napier, he's going to be an analyst, an offensive analyst. I got to believe he wants to be on the field, and there may be some opportunities for him with some of the coaching moves still happening where he can get an opportunity to go somewhere and be a wide receiver coach or do some other things on the offensive side of the ball where he's actually on the field. And I think that's probably, and I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing that's probably what he wants.
All right, we got Mark McLeod with us. How much time we got? All right, let's take a break. We'll come up and finish up with Mark. We're going to talk to him about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk to him about Florida basketball. Softball team's going to be outstanding this year. Baseball team's going to be great. So Florida's in pretty good shape across the board. And we'll be right back with Mark McLeod. But right now, do you want that yard to look absolutely beautiful? We can make it happen for you. Not us, but Turpo Pest Control can. They do such a wonderful job. And listen to Patrick every Monday morning right here at 8:30 on ESPN Northwest Florida. They come up with a game plan. Your yard will look absolutely gorgeous. Not like the Manley house. That's pitiful.
You've been by there, huh?
That dog chews up the yard. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding with you. If I want some fine jewelry, and I do, I'm heading over there today. I'm going to talk to Russ and Amber. Tell us where they're located.
They are located at 830 Highway 77. And this Friday, from 3 until 7 p.m., they're going to have a Customer Appreciation Day at David Adamson Designer Jewelry. Come on in, check out all the stuff. They're going to put an additional 25% off everything in the store. They're going to have wine and hors d'oeuvres and a whole lot of fun, a lot of surprises, a lot of things going on. That's this Friday, 830 Highway 77 from 3 until 7 p.m. at David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
And we'll be right back with Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest for home of Glenn Manley and Wildcat. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
100% correct. Is Michigan. The Alabama dude is number 2 with a 99.62. Thank you very much. Know your facts, Jack. Don't spew fake news on the radio.
Fake Michigan news. Keep it real. Your kid is number 2
back,
now
bro.
for Russell.
I'm back.
I'm incredible.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, a mixture of mostly clouds and slight fog and a high of 71 with a light breeze at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest. Tonight, some fog causing poor visibility with lows around 61. Tomorrow, a mixture of slight fog and some sun and a temperature near 72. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Super Bowl 59 is coming up. And Gator basketball, I got to ask you this, Mark. I guess home field advantage or court advantage in basketball is huge, maybe more than any other sport. The Tennessee-Florida deal, I mean, 1 minute Florida's killing Tennessee, next minute Tennessee's killing Florida up in Knoxville. Is it that big a deal playing at home in these basketball games?
Yes, according to the coaches it is, and some of the players. The players will tell you that too, how hard it is going on the road. But But yeah, through my career, the years I've spent, I mean, football, basketball, baseball, it doesn't matter. Even gymnastics, they'll tell you how hard it is to play on the road in the SEC. It is just brutal. It's difficult to, and the thing that I always like hearing, guys, is when a coach comes into the SEC for the first time, like Urban. When Urban came to the SEC, he would stand up there and he would look at us after a few games and shake his head and say, it's tough, guys. It's tough. It's tough. I never believed how tough it was. I heard all this stuff through the years, and I kind of, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. It's tough in the Big Ten, too. It's tough here. He goes, the SEC is insane. He goes, people don't realize how tough it is, and, that's just the truth. And, look, it's tough to go to Tallahassee and win, too. ACC schools have been saying that forever, because FSU is not your typical ACC school, that's for sure. They're leaders of that conference, but it's brutal.
Yeah, they get a big win last night, 86-75 over Vandy. They're now, I think, 19-3 overall. And I think they're 6-3 in the SEC. It doesn't get any easier. This coming week at 3 o'clock on ESPN, February 8th, Auburn, the number one team in the country, versus the Florida Gators. That's going to be tough on Florida, I think.
No, it is, absolutely. Well, you look at what happened in the Tennessee game. Florida loses Walter Clayton Jr., their guard. Of course, he's your scoring leader. He's your leader of your team. Certainly, just what he's done at Florida has been fantastic. But, he goes out. Hopefully, he'll be able to play when they go to the loveliest village on the plains. But last night, Denzel Aberdeen stepped in for him, a 6'5" junior, first career start, and boy, he did good. And guys, when you get that new point guard, first career start, you worry about taking care of the basketball. There were no concerns there. Florida didn't turn the ball over a lot. I think 10 turnovers in the game. Will Richard, who had struggled in Knoxville against Tennessee, rebounded with a strong effort last night. He had 5 3-point shots, 21 points on the night. Florida was 10 of 21 beyond the arc last night against Vanderbilt in a game that had 12 lead changes, because that's an awfully good Vanderbilt team. But, the thing for Florida, and it's going to be big in every game, in the Auburn game, Florida hit 14 of 23 from the free throw line. Guys, that's going to get you killed when you go to Auburn. That's going to get you killed when you go to Knoxville and in the tournament. Somehow, some way, Florida has to work on that and find a way to improve.
Yeah, again, that game will be right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 3 o'clock Saturday, Auburn, home versus the Florida Gators. All right, I want to quit talking about that. I want to talk about something else. I want to know what you think is going to happen this Sunday in Super Bowl 59. Do all those SEC boys on the Eagles team get it done, or does the Kansas City Chiefs, with the best quarterback in football and probably the best coach in football, who wins this Sunday?
Well, I hope Kansas City wins, because I can't stand Philadelphia sports fans. They are the worst sports fans in the country, maybe the world, and they're horrible. One guy who graduated University of Florida, he's a Philly guy. He comes at me all the time. He was the leader of the Billy Napier Fire, even when Florida rebounded in recruiting and did such. Well, it's not good enough. That's not University of Florida standards, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they're number 7. They're number 7. And look at what they've done the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, even under Dan Mullen, come on, you got to throw them a bone. But, yeah, they're the worst sports fans out there. So anytime a Philadelphia team plays, I will go for the opponent.
Glenn, are you going to be for the Phillies, or are you going to be for the Kansas City Chiefs?
It's a toss-up for me, but
I'm pulling for the Eagles, Mark.
Well, here's the thing.
All those SEC guys?
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. We're not upset with the Chiefs as much as we were with the Patriots. So I'm going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if you're a winner, they don't like you. So I'm still going to
jealousy is a good thing.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I think that Mahomes can pull some things out. Now, Hurts is playing really well, but I think somehow he just managed to pull things out of there. So.
Hey, Mark, I did want to ask you, this Collins kid, Kelby, I think his name was Kelby Collins.
Kelby Collins.
How was he? Isn't he a really good edge rusher, and they put him at tackle? Is that the reason he left Florida?
Yeah, they needed him because of some issues they had with depth with the injuries last year. They needed him to put his hand on the ground and do some things that help him. So that they mixed him up a little bit. He's big. I mean, he's a very big guy. In my opinion, I can see him, maybe developing as a defensive tackle, but I don't think he really wanted to do that. I think he wanted to be the edge guy. So he and Searcy, who both those guys, I guess now 2 years ago, were SEC All-Freshman team members, and but now he's back up in Alabama, and I think it'll be an interesting move for him.
Mark, USA Today coaches polls out. Florida Gators at number 10. FSU is number 6. The SEC's dominating in that. And Glenn, what'd you say Florida was in softball, second or first? I can't remember.
Second. Behind Texas.
Yeah. So the SEC, man, across the board in all sports is incredible. But baseball, let's focus on baseball for a minute. They're at number 10. Do you think that's about right? Or you think they got a shot to do something great? But the SEC is so doggone tough. It's going to be hard to win it all.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Florida, you lose Caglione. That guy's a generational player. That's going to be tough. They lost 4 other guys in the draft. Neely, Slater, and Jameson were all right-handed pitchers for Florida. Colby Sheldon went to the Nationals as shortstop. So, again, you've got some things you've got to make happen. And really what didn't help Florida was losing Joshua Reitmauer, who was the top pitcher coming into this class out of Tampa. He came to Florida, and they realized there were some issues with the elbow, and so he's had Tommy John. But I think Florida's got enough bats, and I think they do have enough pitching if they can get some guys to come around. I really do. Again, you had some good transfers for Florida come in. You got kids from Miami, JU, Texas Tech, who are going to help. And I think if they can get Peterson, Coppola, and maybe McNally, some of these other guys, Clemente, Rodriguez, to come around pitching. These were young guys last year, and I think it could be a big year for Florida. But they've got to get some guys to step up their game from last year, who were very young last year.
We know NIL's big in football, basketball, but baseball. Have you heard much about them buying players? One school particularly buying players left and right, because I just don't hear like in baseball like I do football and basketball.
Yeah, you get Blake Sear, who's going to be outfielder, came in from Miami, did a good job with the Hurricanes. Bobby Bozier from USF, he was a really good player. He's going to start at third base probably for Florida. But I don't think you see that across the board. I know Florida is the top NIL school in the country in terms of athletic program. Not for football, but for athletic programs. They had 500 kids on NIL money. And I know they got a shortstop from Alabama that they paid, what I heard was $250,000 when they got him to come in. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Florida when they get this all going here, and it's going to be interesting. Again, I think you're going to see more NIL money going to baseball. That's why I say once they get this going. But I think they've already really started, and I think that's good for the University of Florida overall. And probably, look, I think you're going to see that a lot of SEC and ACC schools as well.
Right. Softball is kind of a silent NIL deal. You have them slowly coming in, but they're making some money.
Yeah. What about NIL sharing? Not NIL, but revenue sharing. If they come up with a number yet, I keep hearing things. I don't know what's true and what's not. What are you hearing?
I'm not hearing anything specific. The numbers have been all over the place, but so I don't really know at this point.
Okay. Yeah. When you ever get to hear anything about that, let me know what you're getting at. Scott Cochran back in coaching. Of course, he had some issues there at Georgia. Great man. I'm glad for that. I don't know if you heard about that or not. He's going to be the next head football coach at the University of West Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that? Isn't that a great opportunity for him?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I think that's fantastic.
Great man.
Yep.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you coming on. Where are you watching the Super Bowl at? Your house? You going to go somewhere? What's the deal with that?
Probably here at the house. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about either of these teams being in. I want to see somebody else, and again, I can't stand Philly, so it just, I don't even know how in tune I'm going to be with it. Yeah, probably be looking up some college football stuff.
I'm betting on the referees.
I can't wait to see our great president.
I'm betting on Taylor Swift.
You would.
Screw the game.
Anyway, all right, Mark. Thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk to you next. Oh, Mark, real quick, what's the best way to listen to you?
Yeah, at McLeod Live on X, MCLEOD Live. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, buddy.
Take care, buddy.
All right, Wildcat. How much time I got?
You got about 30 seconds.
Glenn, you are the best. I love that shirt you got on.
A friend of mine gave it to me.
That's beautiful. You see what he's got on? Isn't that pretty?
I do like that shirt.
I do. I picked that out myself. Thank you very much.
Well, of course, I like your SEC shirt, too.
Yeah,
I really do like
Julie got
jacket
that
shirt. I don't know what it is.
I'm hoping they get like different colors, like a gray, maybe. I don't care about red.
Yeah, gray.
I got enough red.
Gray will go well with your hair.
Yeah.
Red's a good color. What are you talking about?
Well, I got a lot of red Alabama.
Hey, don't forget about that party at David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
I'm
3 to 7.
Can we just mention your name and get some extra?
25% off.
Well, I don't know. They were fighting me on that. They said because of you.
They said, well, who? Wildcat who? We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida is the Panhandle's official radio home for Super Bowl 59.
Kansas City Chiefs